Simon Rainier, Links Armitsari, out of Kamloops, British Columbia, and
Jed McMillan, also Links Armitsari.
out of also Kamloops, British Columbia. Alright, so this time we're going to be talking about the second master of the Giocco Largo, which is the second of the wider plays, or open plays. And we're going to go through the first, like, 5 of them. This starts as he delivers a cut to me, we meet it, and our blades meet more or less in the middle. Of course, with a sharp sword, they wouldn't slide around like that, but we're not going to play with sharps today. The easiest way to get there is, as he cuts, just stand your ground and block it either in breve or posta longa, depending on exactly how far in he's stepping. It's worth mentioning, though, I don't care how someone gets here. The important part is what happens next. We're crossed at the middle of the blades. If we try to do what we did before, reaching around, that is a way, way too big of motion for us to do it safely. He cuts to me, we stop it. The very first play is we either step offline to cut to him here, or thrust, as we need to. Only really works if he is not providing a lot of pressure against the blade. He provides little pressure, we have this opening shot. We can also cheat this. As he cuts in, we can advance it, stepping offline, delivering that cut to him. Even if that cut were to keep coming forward, my sword is covering his arms, so I'm okay with it. This also nicely demonstrates the danger of just leaving the bind. Once we have made that contact, just taking your sword away is generally considered a bad idea. So, next, we come to this position here, swords across in the middle. This is where one of the true geniuses of Fiore come into play, because you get a certain level of person who, when they're just learning to feel out each other's swords, will pause here, and will stop and think about it. So that's when we grab the sword blade ourselves and do whatever you want, honestly. Yes, you can grab a sharp sword. Would I do this in not an emergency situation? Probably not. Not without thick leather gloves at the very least. Having said that, when we grab it, we kind of don't actually have the edge of the blade on our hand at all. And even if we do grab a sharp blade and squeeze, as long as it doesn't slide around, we're probably not going to get cut. Finally, this is one of the very, very few instances where the severity of the injury to me is so much less than the severity of the injury to him that kind of a fair trade. I don't generally like doing that. I've heard people say, I'll take a shot to the arm to take his head. No, don't do that. No, not worth it. Palm of the hand, maybe if we're not going to get cut too badly. Don't trade blows. It sucks. So, now once again, he comes in for cut. We paused here, reach forward, grab, and go to town. If, as we do this, we grab and he's trying to cover himself, we can follow up and destroy the knee. Don't do this during friendly sparring. You won't get many sparring partners. If you break yours, you don't get a new one. Come in there, reach up and grab, crunch, or whatever. No thanks. Yeah. No, thank you. Alright, so, I'm going to take a pause. The next technique is one of the very few that Fiore actually names, the colpi di villano, usually translated as the peasant strike. I believe so called because an untrained peasant is more likely to take big, wild, overly powerful swings. So, he delivers his peasant strike, we reach out, just allow the sword to carry on its way. If we slow that right down, we make that contact, that pressure against my blade just lets it slide forward. Something to watch out for on this one is maintaining distance. We want to stay at the distance where, as in the next play, as he does the peasant strike, we can cover the arms if we feel like he's going to deliver a shot to our legs. or whatever. So we have our two options. We come out, strike to the head, or cover the arms, or even cover the sword if we so feel the need. Be very cautious. It's very, very easy to, as he delivers that cut, step in way, way too close. At this range, I am too close to reliably use my sword, and I've entered into grappling range. And especially if he is a dirty, untrained peasant
Who probably knows how to wrestle.
probably knows how to wrestle. Wrestling is the universal martial art. Everyone of every social class probably knows at least a little bit of how to wrestle. Anyone who has siblings knows how to wrestle.
And if you're in 14th century Italy, you have a lot of siblings.
Yes. So, goes again from the top. He cuts to me. Little pressure against my blade. Bring it across. You'll notice I'm stepping away from his sword as well. That's fairly universal for any of these techniques, is when in doubt, don't walk into the blade. Next, he comes there. We grab the sword. Cut him. Next, grab the sword. Either he's covering himself, or I just don't really feel like reaching, or I just really want to hurt him. Destroy the knee. Again, be gentle with that one. Knees pop so easily. Finally, we have Peasant's Strike, where we do to the body, or either that, the sword. Covering as we need to. I always like to say there are two rules of sword fighting. Rule 1, don't get hit. Rule 2, hit the other guy. Always, always, always in that order. So, see you next time.